Hey guys, let's do some Pilates. Let's start into this nice, easy seated position onto our heels. And we're just gonna extend from the hips to come up to tall kneeling and then come right back down. So here's a nice little start to work those hips and knees, similar to if you'd be on the reformer doing some footwork, except we've kind of just changed the orientation to gravity. We're bending from our hips just like we would do laying down on the reformer. Now we're gonna hold the lift and we're gonna reach our arms to try to touch the floor. Come back up and then come back down. Doing it again, except we're gonna go over to the other side to our side bend. Then we're gonna add on. So we're gonna lift, we're gonna side bend, touch the floor as the opposite leg extends, come back home, repeat. Lift, side bend, extend the leg, back to home. One more time each side. We lift, side bend, extend, back to home and down. We lift, we side bend, we reach, back to home and come down. From here, we're gonna go to all fours and we're gonna find some control as we extend the opposite arm and leg forward. Come back home. Reverse. Opposite leg is arm forward. And we're gonna hold it here and stay. We're gonna try to touch our foot to our hand as we rotate. And then add that on. Extend, rotate. One more time each side. Extend, rotate. Last one, extend, rotate, come back home. From here, we're going to tuck our toes underneath and let our knees hover as we press into the mat. Come back down. Again, knee hover and back down. Repeat, knee hover. We're gonna step out into our plank, go back to our knee hover, and then drop. Reverse it. Lift, left leg reaches back, back in. One more time each side. Lift. Now let's hold our plank, pike, go back to plank, and then last time we're gonna lift, extend the left leg back, go to our pike, show me that plank, left foot steps in, and then drop. From here, let's go to a seated position with our knees bent, and we're gonna do some neutral hinges. So we're gonna rock back, and then we're gonna lift. So imagine that your pelvis is rolling over the head of your leg bones, but you're maintaining the same shape between your head and your pelvis. And the shaking is natural. I surely shake a lot here. And last one, we're gonna hold the extension, pause, and try to get longer. All right, put your hands behind you. Press into your hands and feet to open up your hips and shoulders. I like to rock back and forth here because it gives me a different sensation. Let the hips come back down. Try it again. Press, and then rock. Center, come back down. Now, let's go for the whole long-legged press. Come back down. Again, press into hands and feet. And lower down. If you feel frisky, we can press, we can lift. And lift, get longer, and lower down. Last one, press, the left lifts. Right, get higher, and come back down. From here, let your feet go as wide as your mat and flex, and we're gonna twist, lift up taller. Twist, and taller. Twist, and taller. Last time. twist, get taller. From here, we're going to roll to our side and lay all the way back on our back for some bridging. So I really like to start with the pelvis rocking back and forth. Really let the tilt change the shape of your lower back. From here, holding the length, pressing down on your feet, articulate up into your bridge. Make the knees reach that way as you soften to peel right back down. Try that again. Pelvic tilt to lift. Now we can typewriter our pelvis from right to left. And that always feels interesting in my back. It's a movement that we don't normally do. Maybe unless you're a hula dancer, but not in this lifetime for me. Now we're gonna spiral like a steering wheel. You'll definitely have more range here than in the typewriter. And we're trying to spiral that pelvis on an axis. And then center, and then articulate down. From here, we work so hard on stability through the pelvis, through mobility. Now we're gonna try to stabilize it. So could you do your marches as you do your little hip folds? Now we're gonna hold the right leg into tabletop and allow our left hand, our opposite hand to press. Our pelvis is gonna stay still as we open that opposite knee into some book openings here. Now I have way more mobility through this left hip, but this is as far as I can go if I'm keeping my pelvis stable. From here I'm gonna lift into table, so we're in a double table, but I'm hinging. So I like to tell my clients I must maintain my 3 points of contact here. If not, that means this leg's probably going too low. And then I'm gonna press into some footwork. And how low can we extend that leg without changing our 3 points? Now I'm gonna keep the extension, and I'm gonna lift, and then only lower as much as I can without changing my rib to hip connection. And then we're gonna hold it down and stay, and then try to go side to side or windshield wiper, which is definitely the hardest to maintain stability. And then fold and hug in. Other side. Left leg's gonna table, opposite hand is going to press. Do your little book openings with your opposite knee. And then from here, we're gonna float it up, hinging from the hip. And I'm actively pressing my hand into my thigh. Then hold the tabletop and press into your footwork 4 times. 2, 3, we're gonna hold that leg straight, lift, and then extend 4 times. 1, and 2, and 3. We're gonna hold it as low as we can manage, and then side to side. 2, 3, last one on 4, we're gonna hug in. From here, roll back to our side, and then come to a nice, easy sit. And we're gonna go for some side bending. So I want you to side bend as far as you can without letting your opposite hip lift and come back up. So this is a little bit more difficult than it looks. And the reason I love these exercises is because we're mobilizing and strengthening at the same time. So if we would allow this hip to pop up, it's not that it would be wrong, it just wouldn't be a true side bend. So don't ever be fearful of doing something wrong, but maybe it's just different from what I'm asking. And that would be okay too, who really cares? Now we're gonna hold it, and then we're gonna reach, kind of like our sharp box series, hands back, and then up. Side bend, we reach, we come back, one more time each side. Side bend, reach, maintain that length, last time. Side bend, we reach, hands back to head, and lift. From here, we're gonna go into our little mermaid stretch. We're gonna side bend again. This time we can really use our hands to help create more mobility here. Extend as you rotate. Go back to your side bend. Switching legs, try not to use your hands. We'll side bend. We'll extend. Go back to your side bend. And let's finish off with a little back bend. Extension exercise. So we're going to take our head and reach it as we extend. And then we're going to keep growing that extension as we push into our hands and develop into our swan position. Bend the elbows straight back to lower down. Now if you have a flexible back like me, it's really hard to keep my curve evenly distributed. So that's our goal. So it's really easy, like I said, to keep my pelvis down, but if I lift it, I became this nice rocking chair shape with my body. And if you evenly distribute your curve, it's more efficient. Last one, guys. We're gonna go all the way up, and we're gonna do little tricep push-ups in our swan. 2, 3, and 4. I like my elbows to point straight